Morning, noon, or night, anytime is a good time for a good morning. Today, let's learn how to do this thing right. The good morning is an often underutilized but a fantastic accessory exercise to the squat and the deadlift by really hammering the muscles of the posterior chain. The great thing about the good morning is that the setup is exactly like our low bar squat, with the thumbs placed on top of the barbell and the barbell placed just below the spine of the scapula. So as I mentioned, the great thing about the good morning is that the setup is exactly like our low bar squat, with the bar placed just below the spine of the scapula. Now, in a typical low bar squat, I'm going to break at the hips and the knees simultaneously, which will establish my back angle in typical low bar squat. However, in the good morning, the knees, once set, are fixed, which means they do not travel forward. From here, the hips will continue to reach back. I'm looking to get parallel to the floor or just past. Come on back up. Big breath of air, reach my hips back. The knees are fixed. They do not travel forward from here. I get parallel to the floor. Come on up and put it in. What this does is create a massively long moment arm between the hips and the barbell to put a whole bunch of pressure on the spinal rectors and the hamstrings. Now we need to make an important distinction here. The amount of flex in the knees will vary from lifter to lifter. What fixed means is that once the move is initiated in the good morning, the knees will no longer travel forward. What this does in essence is remove the quads from the exercise, placing all the emphasis on the muscles of the posterior chain, namely the spinal erectors and the hamstrings. Now there's three primary features of the good morning that are terribly important. Number one, the back must remain in rigid extension throughout the exercise. Number two, as discussed earlier, once the knees are set, they're fixed, which means they do not continue to travel forward throughout. Thirdly, you must get the torso to parallel or just below to complete the proper range of motion. This isn't unlike an SLDL, except for the bar is on our back and not on our hands. So as discussed earlier, the back will remain in rigid extension. The knees, once set, will be fixed and no longer travel forward. And I'm gonna get my torso parallel or just past to the floor. Big breath of air, back is tight, knees are fixed, they no longer travel. Gonna get my torso parallel to the ground and up. Again, big breath of air, squeeze, abs are tight, low back is set, knees are fixed, torso parallel to the ground, and put it away. One of the things I love about the good morning is the versatility it has with different barbells. You can use a standard barbell, a cambered bar, and my preference for comfort, the safety squat bar. So how do we use this thing? The good morning is a great assistance exercise you can use on a light day to replace an SLDL, an RDL, a light deadlift, something of that nature, or to add at the end of a lower body day in a 4-day split, also works just fine. For sets and reps, somewhere between 2 to 4 sets of 8 to 12 reps. No need to go crazy heavy on this, it's not necessary. The good morning can be a fantastic addition to your program to really hammer out the muscles of the posterior chain. If you'd like to learn how the barbell can transform your body and literally change your life, there's no better place to be than right here with us at Brussels Barbell. Strength matters. Find yours with us.